right, we're gonna be starting the hot air balloon. And you will need white paper or computer paper or whatever kind of paper you have, even colored paper would be fine. I'm gonna use a bowl to trace for the top part of my balloon, and then I'm gonna use a pencil and a Sharpie and then some other supplies later on. So step one, we're gonna take and we're gonna trace on a bowl, and you're gonna wanna do this towards the top, but make sure you have equal space on both sides. And then you just trace your bowl in pencil. Once we get the bowl traced, we're gonna go ahead and bring a line down off the side of the balloon. So follow the curve around and then bring the line straight out. Follow the curve around, bring the line straight out. That'll give us the bottom part of the balloon. And then you can either bring it across as a straight line or a rounded line. I'm gonna do a curved line for the bottom part of my balloon. The next step I'm going to add is the, just sort of the fabric at the balloon. I'm gonna add 2 lines down, and then we're gonna do another curved line that's the same as this, curved line. And then for the basket at the bottom, we're gonna start with an oval shape for the inside of the basket, like an egg oval shape. That's about the same size as the fabric above it. And then we're gonna draw almost a cupcake sort of paper, angled lines in, and then another curved line to match the curve. And you can make it longer or taller, that's up to you. Now we're gonna connect the fabric to the basket. So I'm gonna start from the side and draw lines to the sides of the basket. 2 lines to the front curve. See how it goes to the front curve? And then we can do some lines that go to the back curve only, back here. Down, stop when you hit the back curve. And if you want to add another one, you can. Once you get this done, we're gonna go ahead and erase part of the bowl. We don't need that anymore, so now we have an open balloon. And we're gonna find the middle. So if you wanna lightly draw a line down the middle, you can. You can even just do a dotted line right down the middle. And then we're going to start working on the lines in the balloon. A curved line down and another curved line down. Looks like a hot dog shape. And then in between these 2 spaces, just like we did kind of on our optical illusion sphere, and then another line down here. Now, once you get these lines, you can do anything you want as far as design. I might want to go and maybe I'll add a zigzag line between, and I'm touching all the lines that I've already drawn. So this one will go up, stop at the line, down, stop at the line, up, stop at the line, and you just keep going. So whatever sort of designs you want, that's up to you. Maybe I want to have half circle shapes all the way around the top of my balloon. We're gonna try to keep these symmetrical. That's why we had our middle line here, so we can keep our design symmetrical, same on both sides. And then maybe you want to have a half circle and a half circle, but this time it's dots, like round polka dots. So your hot air balloon design is really up to you. Now we're gonna start adding some color, but I'm gonna Sharpie it first, and then I'm gonna start adding some color. Okay, now that I've gone and I've Sharpied and erased my hot air balloon, I'm gonna start adding some curved lines to show the hills way below where the hot air balloon is way up in the sky. So a couple of curved lines. I might do one in on the side over here, and maybe I'll do one back over here. Now, inside of the hills, you're gonna put line. It can be big, wide curved lines, close together lines. You might even want to do some lines that are closer together going at a diagonal. And I'm doing these in groups of 3. So it's really up to you what kind of lines you want on your hills. And then maybe this one just goes across and down. And you're gonna Sharpie these as well. Okay, now that I have the bottom Sharpied on my picture, we are going to start what we call mono printing, which means one print. So for this, you'll need a spray bottle, a Ziploc bag, or tin foil. And today I'm gonna be using tin foil. And I did cut the tin foil to match my paper, the size, it should be the same. And then you'll need markers. They cannot be a Sharpie marker. They have to be like a Crayola or even a Rose Art, whatever kind of marker that's not a permanent marker. So step 1, I know that I have green hills at the bottom, and I know that my sky is kind of a blue, maybe a purpley blue color, but I'm gonna leave the top portion white because the balloon is so high in the clouds. That's all clouds up top. So we know maybe about this much, maybe about that much of your picture, not quite halfway, just below it. We're gonna start with our marker. So on your tin foil, and I do bring a paper towel with just to clean off my tin foil, but mono printing means one print. Once you print, that's all that you get. Okay, so at the bottom, we're gonna take our green marker and I'm just gonna put on some green, and not all hills are green. So you can add in some pink if you wanted to. Maybe there's a flower field growing at the bottom, lots of tulips. You can add in some yellow if you want. That's really up to you. I like to add some pockets of, and it's okay if your marker overlaps a little bit. So I'm gonna do some yellow in here. Maybe I'll add a little bit of the pink for fun. There's that part. And then for the sky, you can do all blue. Now, if you don't have all of these supplies at home, you don't have to do this. You can just watercolor your sky or just color your sky to show the clouds. So you don't have to do these if you don't have this supply. You can even just color in your blue sky. And then I'd like to add a little bit of purple. Just a little bit. Okay. Once you get your marker, again, we're not going all the way up halfway, below half. You're gonna take your spray bottle, and you do wanna mist the foil from way up top. You don't want a lot of water, so just lightly mist it. The colors are gonna kind of bleed together a little bit and blend together. You're gonna take your hot air balloon picture. Your foil's already cut to match the size. Put it on top, and yes, you're gonna get some color over your hot air balloon, but that's okay, because we're gonna color over that. All right, and then when you peel that off, that gives you that beautiful color just at the bottom of your picture, and that's where we want it. And then we can start adding our color on the top of our balloon. Once your mono printing is dry, you may color the rest of your balloon any way you like. I would stick with a color scheme or pattern. Here I did kind of the checkerboard pattern that we did on our illusion sphere. I colored a few spaces on the bottom, but I left in between the green from the printing, which looks really great. And then we didn't talk about the details on the balloon, on the basket. So I just put some lines going down, following kind of the angles of the basket. And you can put those sandbags on. It's just little circles with ovals at the bottom. And then once it's done, you can color it any way you want. I would stick with the pattern. So maybe I want black, white, black, white, black. But have fun with it. Can't wait to see what you make.